we have a lot going on today.
We're making an incredibly delicious breakfast casserole that you don't want to miss. I'm making a viral loaf pan chicken that I've been seeing everywhere on the internet, a one-pot dinner, and we're going to assemble all of the quick and easy treats that we made a couple weeks ago into Christmas tins.
I've said it here before that typically I order my groceries and have them delivered here. I have a yearly subscription that allows me to do that, and it works out so well because I can get other things done while someone else is bringing my groceries to my house. However, today I need to go meet a friend at the Whole Foods parking lot because she's the one that I get eggs from every week. So I went ahead and just made my list, and we're gonna go into Whole Foods and pick up everything I need. Let's make a coffee before we go because, you know, I gotta have coffee with me. As you can see, we're home. I've got all the groceries inside. I quickly ate lunch because we were gonna get something while we were out, but I just didn't see anything that I was like, it wasn't calling to me. So came home, ate a really quick lunch, just threw together a wrap with some deli meat on it really quick, and this amazing ranch coleslaw that I made last night to go with our dinner. And I need to make it again and show it to you guys because oh my goodness. So I just put some of that on a wrap with some turkey and a half a piece of Havarti. So good. So good. Now, we need to get all these groceries put away. To do that though, I realized, so I stocked up on flour. I needed whole wheat and all-purpose flour. And I usually keep that in my freezer, but I think our freezer needs to be cleaned out a little bit and kind of reorganized. We'll clean out the fridge, get everything in there and reorganized, pantry, all that kind of stuff, and all the groceries put away. That's typically what I do, is kind of clean out what, you know, is expired or is in the wrong place or whatever it may be, and then we can put stuff away. It just makes it a little easier that way. Before I make too huge of a mess, let's go ahead and walk through everything that I got so I can show you all that. Just FYI, my bill was $180, which is actually about $20 higher than what our bill normally is per week. Now that, keep in mind, typically that doesn't include meat. We get a lot of our meat either at Farmer's Market or at Sam's Club, but this time I actually did get a few things of meat, actually 4 things of meat at Whole Foods for the week. So it's a little higher than normal. I also got some things that I don't get every time. So it's, anyway, let's just walk through it, okay? I'm gonna show you what I got. One of the main things that I went there for was flour. So I needed whole wheat flour, but I went ahead and got all-purpose flour as well because this is stuff we go through really quickly since I make our own bread, and a lot of times I make our own bagels. So I got 2 things of whole wheat flour and 2 things of all-purpose flour, which is why I started to clean out the freezer so that these would fit in there. I always put them in the freezer. And then I picked up this right here because we got another brand. Normally this is the one that I get, the 7th generation free and clear, because I don't like the scents or anything like that. I can smell all of it on our dishes. So free and clear, normally I get this one. I picked up a different one last time and it is terrible. It's not cleaning our dishes at all. So I went ahead and got that. My husband will be very happy. This is the brand of peanut butter that we've been using, CB's Nuts. It's literally just peanuts and sea salt. Okay, so this is perfect. Doesn't have a bunch of extra stuff in it. I got a bag of potatoes, russet potatoes. We always have these available in our house because we go through potatoes. These are my daughter's favorite breakfast sausages, so we always have at least 2 of them on hand. They also have a savory one, and she likes those as well. This is also my daughter's favorite body wash. So I picked up another one of those because we're almost out. So it actually can be body wash, bubble bath, and shampoo, but we just use it as body wash. And this time she chose the coconut and lemon scent. I needed more orzo, so I grabbed that. Some Parmesan cheese, that's for a recipe, so I'll shred that up. some strawberries, which I need to get washed. I always like to have deli meat on hand, and I appreciate that at Whole Foods they don't ever have the nitrates or nitrites, which my son cannot have. So I love getting our deli meat there for that reason. So I picked up a pound of, this is deli chicken. This is a great way to add protein, even to a snack. So even if you don't want to make a sandwich, it's a great thing to have. We ran out of grits, so I got those. Some plain Greek yogurt. You guys know we always have Greek yogurt on hand. That should not be a surprise to anyone. Now this is a different brand of cottage cheese to us. We're just gonna try it. We love the Good Culture brand. That's usually what we get, but hey, I figured we would just try a different one because I saw it in Whole Foods and it was actually a little cheaper than the Good Culture brand, but I'm willing to pay for Good Culture if we don't love this one. So we will see how that one goes. This is actually for some little Christmas treats that I'm gonna be making in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. Always like to have bananas on hand. The spices were on sale for $2.99, and I wish I needed more because that's a pretty good deal for spices. So I got paprika and cloves. And then because I don't have time today, I went ahead and got some bagels for my son. He likes bagels almost every morning. And today I do need to jumpstart my starter because we haven't used it in about a week, but I'm not gonna have bagels ready for tomorrow morning. So I went ahead and got those. So he'll have those for a couple of days. This is for, again, going into a Christmas treats video. So that can go there. I believe that might be a Christmas treats video too, or those might just be for us. These are our favorite brand of chocolate chip. These were actually $4 cheaper than I normally get them at Harris Teeter. I should have gotten more than one bag. I got some rosemary because I used all of it from my garden the other day, so I need a little bit of that. This is broccoli. I also got cilantro because I used all of our cilantro the other day. And then here, I got some ricotta. We need ricotta for a recipe coming up. And then this was an impulse buy, the breakfast pork sausage, but I am gonna make a breakfast casserole and this will be perfect for that. But 50% off made this like $2.50. So that was great. Is this for dinner tonight? I can't remember. This might be for dinner tonight. This is stew meat. And let me tell you, okay, so I got a pound of the beef stew meat and then I came home and I was cleaning everything out and I already have 2 pounds of beef stew meat. Sometimes that's how it works, right? So there's $12 I could have saved, but you know, it's okay, it's okay. And I also got some mild Italian pork sausage. Whenever I'm near Whole Foods, I will grab this because there's only a couple of brands of Italian sausage that my son can eat because of the nitrates and nitrite. And then I also got the eggs from my friend so we can start putting all of this stuff away. I also went to 4 CVS locations. The reason I was going to CVS and not another store is because I had a $10 off coupon and a 40% off coupon at CVS. And this is the brand that I always wash my face with. It's the La Roche-Posay, but I wanted to try their foaming cleansing oil. And so for CVS location. Fortunately in Charlotte, there's a CVS about every quarter mile. So I didn't have to travel too far, but finally found one. And I got this for $3.59. So that is a win in my book. All right, let's put all this stuff away, get the fruit washed up, and then I'm probably gonna need to organize the pantry a little bit to fit some of this in there as well. I also have dishes in the sink that need to get washed, and then we're gonna start on recipes. Same as last time for washing up the strawberries, I'm using some baking soda in my sink with water. I did clean my sink before doing this, and you can use vinegar. There's several different ways that you can go about this, but my vinegar is all the way upstairs and the baking soda was right here. So we're gonna go with that. So actually we'll just put all these in there. And then I had some in the refrigerator that I forgot about. So we're just gonna weed through this pack and see if there are some that are still good enough to be used in here. I try to be good about going to the grocery store and then coming home immediately and taking care of this kind of stuff so that you don't end up having strawberries that go bad because you forget to wash them and put them away properly. So fortunately we have neighbors and I have friends that have chickens. If you have been here for a little while, you know that we have a chicken coop, but no chickens. We just haven't, we haven't done that yet. So I can give things like that to our friends and neighbors that have chickens, and they will enjoy. All right, at this point, the fridge is looking pretty good, fairly organized here. We'll put the fruit in there when that's done. I've got the meat over here for tonight's dinner, so not bad, not bad. But the pantry, on the other hand, this could use a little work, so here we go. My pantry always looks a little worse during the holiday season because we have stuff in here that we wouldn't normally use. So they're like some of the crackers and things like that you saw, the Triscuits, things like that we don't really ever have on hand. So it's because it's the holidays. So I'm gonna go ahead and some of these can be emptied out. Oh look, I already had orzo and I bought orzo. Our pantry is significantly smaller than the one we had in our last house, which is fine. I just have to be a lot more creative in this one with getting everything in here. So we have made accommodations for all the things to fit. And honestly, part of it is because we are a homeschool family and my husband works from home as well. We're always here, which means we're always eating here. And there's a lot of stuff in here. All right, so I can fill the sugar thing and get rid of this bag. Oh, let me just get sugar all over the counter. I do usually keep extras of this kind of stuff in the pantry, especially at this time of year. So I end up, going through and empty them into these containers. But other times of the year, we don't use quite as much of this, and I don't buy quite as much of the baking supplies. You know what I need to do is I need to have a bin for just separate baking stuff. So it's things like this salted toffee, the crackers that I bought, all of that I'm making things to take to church or they're for different holidays. That would make things easier. I wonder if I have a bin that we can use for that. All right, I don't have an extra bin, but until I get one, everything's just gonna go right here because this is kind of like, nobody really messes with this shelf just because all the kids' good stuff, all their snacks and everything are on the shelf below. So I'm just gonna store, I know it doesn't look great right now, but I'm gonna store everything for holiday baking and whatnot right here. It's not a ton better, but it's a little better. Replenished, slightly reorganized. Okay, now that I've got all of that done and put away, now it's time to get the real stuff started. So the real cooking here, I did go ahead and set the strawberries out so that they can dry. We'll transfer those to a container in just a bit here. There are a couple things that I plan on doing. I am going to make something called loaf pan chicken. I've been seeing this every once in a while and it looks phenomenal. And I'm thinking it will be perfect for my lunches this week. So I'll pair it with maybe some rice, maybe a salad, but just to have that protein already prepped and ready to go is gonna be a game changer. So I wanna get that marinating before I do anything else. Then we need to make a breakfast casserole. I wanna have that ready to go for the week. For a while now, I've just been having some toast with some eggs and either some bacon or some sausage in the mornings. And sometimes I just get bored of that. It's been multiple weeks that I've been eating the same thing. I'm ready to change it up. So I wanna make a breakfast casserole so that we can eat on that this week as well. And then I've got dinner. And originally I was gonna make a crock pot meal tonight. However, grocery shopping took a little longer than what I had planned. This is one of those crock pot meals. It's a beef curry. it needs to be in there for a long time. This is not one of those quick crock pot meals. So we're changing it up and we're gonna do a 1-pot skillet chicken sausage and orzo, which is super easy, but so incredibly delicious, and everyone loves that one. Let's get started on this loaf pan chicken because wow, it just sounds amazing. Let's cut this and then I'll just pop that into the food processor to be processed. Rather than mix all of this separate, I'm gonna put some tomato paste in here, maybe like 2 tablespoons. We can just kind of process all this together. Add some Greek yogurt. This really helps to tenderize the chicken and keep it nice, and it's not gonna get dry at all. Again, 2 to 3 tablespoons or so. Pulse that. Before I add anything else, I'm gonna cut the fat off of the chicken thighs. Now, obviously the fat is what's keeping it from drying out at all, but I really wanna lean this out a bit. I like chicken thighs better than I like chicken breasts. However, I do like to lean them out just a little bit to make sure I'm not overdoing it in fat grams for the day. I'm gonna show you guys in this video as well how I make these really quick little gifts, like especially if you need something last minute, or if you like to do handmade gifts, baked goods, things like that. This is a really great thing. I'll show you that in this video because I already made the treats. So you gotta go check out this video right here to see the treats. You're not gonna wanna miss it. I mean, so good. In fact, one of them we all agree now is probably our favorite treat, like no-bake treat that I've ever made. You know what, rather than use this thing, I'm gonna add some bulbs of garlic to this since I already have it out and it'll just puree the garlic. So I'm gonna do 3 for what I've got. Let's add a touch of lemon juice, maybe a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. Some thyme. I'm probably gonna do about a teaspoon on this one as well, maybe a little heavier on that just because I really like that flavor. A touch of red pepper flakes, literally just a touch. And then this is a new paprika, so let me open this one up. And I'm gonna use probably a half teaspoonish. And we're gonna add all of this in there as well. I don't think my husband is gonna eat this because I don't think I pureed the onions quite enough for him, but that's okay because I will have it for my lunches if he doesn't want it. Oh, hello, I didn't add salt. Your goal is to let this marinate for as long as possible. I'm gonna go with probably like 2 hours or so. So let me put a lid on this. We'll pop this in the refrigerator and then we're gonna bake this in a bit. All right, for this breakfast casserole, I'm gonna go ahead and use this sausage that I got on sale today. It's just a pork breakfast sausage. I have a pan over here on the stove. So let's go ahead and just pop that in there and get it nice and browned. It'll take just a couple minutes and we can work on some of the other components while that's happening. Okay, I personally would like some peppers in this, so I have some on the garden. I'm gonna pull them off. You can obviously use more than this. This is just all that I happen to have on the garden right now, so I'm gonna use all of it. Taking out the seeds and then just give them a little chop. Okay, let's toss this. I need to cut up some rosemary, and this is one of those that I had to buy because I used all of it on my garden. Just need about a teaspoon and we're gonna finely chop it. Probably gonna be more than a teaspoon, but I'm okay with that. I really do like rosemary. Rosemary and thyme are probably my 2 favorites. I went ahead and just flipped the sausage to off because it can just sit there for a few minutes. It's pretty much done. Now remember, this is gonna get baked. It's a casserole, so it doesn't need to be all the way completely done. I do wanna chop this up pretty fine so we don't have any huge pieces of rosemary. This can be made an overnight casserole, so you can prep it all the night before and bake it the next day. It's a great Christmas morning casserole. I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm actually just gonna bake it. Maybe I will do it that way. Why not? I could bake it tomorrow morning and I'll just show you guys the finished product in the morning. I was planning on baking it today just so I could show it to you. I'll show you in the morning. Let's prep this glass dish here. Spray it really well. Add all the sausage to the pan, or to the casserole dish rather. I've actually got some spinach that we had left over from a recipe we made the other night. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this in. Couple handfuls of spinach. You could use kale or arugula. Arugula would give it like this really peppery flavor. Totally up to you. Or you can leave it out altogether. That's fine as well. Now I do think that this casserole would be really good with feta cheese as I'm thinking about all the flavors, but we're going with a Parmesan. I am getting this all over the floor, but there are so many different ways that you can go about that. Okay, I'm gonna add in all the peppers and toss that around just a little, just to spread it all out and get that all mixed in. I mean, it looks like Christmas because you've got the red peppers and you've got the spinach. Super pretty. Now, without tossing it again, I'm gonna add the rosemary kind of all over. And the rosemary is gonna move around just because we're gonna put an egg mixture in it, but I just wanna make sure it doesn't get all in one area, that we have this amazing flavor all over. Now, I'm gonna use my blender for this next portion, so just set this to the side. And I need 12 eggs, which I really should have asked my friend for more than 2 dozen eggs today, because I did not think about the fact that I would be using 12 in this recipe. All right, I'm gonna pop 2 cloves of garlic in here. We've got some ricotta cheese, and I'm gonna add that. Maybe like a 1/4 cup or so. Also adding some cottage cheese. And y'all, if you're not adding cottage cheese to your eggs regularly, you're missing out, especially in something like this. It gives them the most wonderful blended texture. So I honestly probably did like a 1/2 cup. But seriously, if you want the smoothest, most delicious eggs, you need to be adding something like cottage cheese, or what's the other one? Shoot, it's that really good Boursin. That's a great one to add. Okay, a touch of milk. Probably a 1/4 cup, 1/3 cup-ish. Pinch of salt, and let's blend this together. Okay, that's done. This can actually get put away now. Now, before I put the egg mixture all over, before I pour it, I'm gonna take this Parmesan cheese that we got today and just put some all over the top here. And this is pretty fine, so you can either buy it like this, or you can do this yourself. You can use your cheese grater, like my one that I have that I use all the time, but I'm not quite ready to shred up this whole thing. So I'm just gonna go with this little thing because it's real easy to use too. Just about a 1/3 cup or so. Now we can take the egg mixture and pour all in. So like I said before, you could choose to bake this right now, or it can go in the refrigerator and it could be a nice overnight casserole. In the morning, we're gonna bake this at 350 degrees for about 50 to 55 minutes. Don't cover it, it's uncovered. And then we're gonna have an amazing casserole tomorrow morning. While we let the chicken for the meal prep stuff go a little bit longer, let me just tear the bag. I'm gonna cut up these broccoli crowns. They're gonna go with dinner. And in fact, I'm probably just gonna prep everything that we need for dinner tonight. just so that it's ready to go when I'm ready to start cooking. I just want the broccoli crowns that are here at the top. If you don't know what to do with this, you can actually save it, put it in your cheese grater, and you can make, grate it down and make a broccoli slaw. I'm just gonna cut out or peel out the crowns. I can just pull them right off. You can also cut them if that's your preference. Some of these might be a little big, so I may end up cutting a few. Okay, any that are really big, I'll just cut in half. And then I'm gonna move it over to this bowl here because the dinner, it's one pot and it's gonna happen over at the stove. I just wanna get everything prepped so that once I'm ready to cook, it's all ready to go. So just, I mean, you can use the other one too if you want, but I just decided we just wanna do just the one head of broccoli tonight. In addition to that, I am using these organic mild Italian chicken sausages. I got them today at Whole Foods, like you guys saw. My son can have these, which is fantastic because they don't add any extra fillers, nitrates, all that. I feel like I sound like a broken record because I say that in every video, but I get a lot of questions about that. So we have discovered that it just really, really affects him. So it's better for us to just eliminate that, not only from his diet, but from ours too. It makes it easier. He's kind of what set us off on this entire health journey, honestly, and just learning more about the things that are in our food. I'm gonna cut these into coins and then just place them right here into this bowl so that they're ready to go. So my husband went to a men's meeting on Saturday morning or a men's breakfast. And I woke up and I was gonna get a few things done around the house. I was gonna do some laundry and, you know, like maybe, I don't know, clean the bathrooms or something like that. So I woke up and, you know, made the mistake of turning on the internet, of hopping on social media, where there was a lady that was using her steam cleaner to clean door jambs, where you get all the fingerprints on the doors and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, I have a steam cleaner. Well, what that led to was all the door jambs, all the window tracks, okay? So not just like cleaning the windows, but you know, when you roll the window up in your house or you put the window up in your house, all the tracks where all the dirt builds up, yep, all of those downstairs. And then since I had the steam cleaner out, I went ahead and did all the light switches and all of the doors where everybody's hands go and the tracks on the doors leading into the house. And what else did I do? Oh, the tile floor in the bathroom with the grout, all that kind of stuff. So it turned out to be like 10 hours of work. I was gonna spend just a couple of hours doing things. None of it is stuff people will notice, but you know, it's stuff that needs to be done. Just wasn't part of the plan for that day, but it's done now, so we're good. Let's go ahead and portion a few more things out here. I do need 1 cup. Let me get this out of the way. We're done chopping. Okay, I'm gonna do 1 cup of orzo. And I usually do a heaping cup because everybody loves orzo. Go ahead and measure out 2 cups of chicken bone broth so that we have that available. Oh, and you know what? I bought some bones the other day, so it's beef. We're gonna do a beef bone broth. I'm not gonna make it today, but I did find some. I still want to go to a couple of the local butchers and see if I can get bones from them, but I was able to buy some bones from my grocery store. So I have a few now. Okay, is this it? I think this is it. I think we're prepped. So basically, once I'm ready to cook dinner, we've got the Parmesan there. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. It's really, really simple, and I think that's why it's distracting me. Okay, so at this point, I'm prepped and ready. Actually, let's go ahead and do that chicken. That's a good idea. I'm actually gonna use this little mini loaf pan that I have. This recipe actually usually calls for 2.5 pounds of chicken. I'm just doing 1 pound of chicken because that's all I need for the week. And my other ones I think are too big. So we're gonna try and see if we fit all of this chicken in these little mini ones here. Okay, from what I understand, you're supposed to pack this in tight, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. I think we'll fit. I think we'll fit. As you can see, little miss is panicking because the children, oh, I'm making a mess. The children are playing in the garage and she feels like she needs to be out there. Let me clean up the pan so that we don't have any burning here. I'm just setting it on this just in case it were to spill over or anything. I don't want to make my oven dirty. I think if you have the full recipe, it bakes for 55 minutes. I think I'm gonna go 40 and test the temperature because it's a smaller amount, and we'll just see what it looks like at 40. But my oven is preheating to 425 right now. So once that's ready, we'll throw it in. Okay, while I'm waiting on that chicken, I wanna show you the treats video that I made right here. I wanna show you what it looks like when you just put it in a little container. They have all different sizes, lids that come off completely, round ones, square ones, rectangle, all the different things, right? So this is an example of one that I have. It is from the Dollar Tree, so it's $1.25. But you can take something like wax paper, you can get a really pretty tissue paper to go on the inside, and usually I'll just kind of crumble it and then put it in here and then just start to build this stuff. So take a couple of treats, set to the side here. Maybe we'll do a couple of these pretzels like so. And if you have one that is not quite as deep, maybe you don't put the wax paper in there, but if you want it to, you know, kind of set up a little bit, that's how you can do it. And honestly, I mean, you can make them look really pretty. All different things in there, but this is a great example. I mean, look how cute that is. It took me seconds to put that together. And then you can take these with you and just hand them out to people that you love, that people that you want to show, you know, you put some effort in. So simple and delicious. I mean, all right, here we go. Let's make the dinner. We've got actually 1 minute left on the chicken before I test the temperature and see where we're at. So I'm gonna head over to the stovetop, and everything that we prepped is gonna go into this one pot or one pan, whatever you wanna call it, the chicken sausage and orzo skillet. All right, my heat is gonna go on to a medium, and let's put a little bit of oil, just a little bit, less than a teaspoon of oil into that pan, and let that get nice and heated. I just looked at the chicken, and although the temperature might be there, I want it to get a little darker on the top, so I'm gonna leave it in there. I just set my timer for 10 more minutes. We're nice and hot here. Add in the sausage. And we'll just let that cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side. So I'm gonna be stirring a little bit, just because I don't have, I'm not using my biggest pot, so I'm not getting, you know, one side's here and then flipping, but it'll be fine. All right, we've got some color here, so I'm gonna toss in the broccoli for just a couple of minutes. All right, that was the timer for the chicken in the oven, so let's take that out. Looks good. I'm just gonna set it over to the side for now. Okay, this broccoli is about good for what I need it to be. Let's add in some garlic, and this is 2 cloves, but I'm adding it in now so it doesn't burn. Stir. My heat is still on medium right now. Now toss in that orzo and just kind of let it toast for a second. Okay, let's add a bit of salt because we're using chicken bone broth instead of just chicken stock or chicken broth, so it's a little less salty. Let me add that in now. Just a little stir. Still on medium, but we want to bring this up a little bit. We just want a little boil before we turn the heat back down. So I'm turning my heat up a smidge. See how we're at a simmer now? That's what we want. I'm gonna turn my heat to low and put a lid on this, and it's gonna cook for 10 to 15 minutes just like that. Okay, for this loaf pan chicken, you're supposed to take it, I'm trying to carefully do this, and pour out this extra juice and whatnot that's in here before we dump over the loaf pan. Let me give this chicken a try and let you guys know what I think. I still think I could have broiled the top maybe just to give it more color. That's really good. That's really good flavor. Now, changes that I already know that I would make, I would puree the onions more so that it's more like a sauce even, because you can still taste them and you get the crunch from them. But I think that maybe broiling at the end would give that really dark color on the top with a little bit of a different texture, and it would just be even better. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up and just add it to a container so that I have it ready to go. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, so we're gonna stir. And then I'm gonna set the timer for another 5 minutes to really let all of that liquid absorb into the orzo. And it might take up to 10, but we're gonna start at 5. Okay, it's been 5 minutes and I like the way it looks. Let's leave the lid off for the last few minutes, and then I'm gonna add in Parmesan cheese. Let me get our bowls ready for serving because we are close. All right, tasting this orzo sausage skillet, super easy. We literally just sat here as a family and we were having conversation as this was cooking. Just, I really didn't have to do much at all.
One pot. What kind of sausage is this? What's in it?
Chicken sausage, Italian chicken sausage. This is the standard type of weeknight meal that we typically enjoy. If I'm not filming and I'm not trying to find something new and creative to share with you guys, this is it, because it's filled with great ingredients, all in one pot. I mean, everything that we need is right here. And so we genuinely enjoy meals like this because there's great flavor too. I love orzo anyway.
Oh yeah, orzo's the best. I had a question. I was just thinking, we're out of our favorite sparkling water. Is that what you call it? Spark, that whole genre. And I'm not going to say what it is, but I'd like to hear from everybody that likes sparkling water what your favorite brand is, right?
Okay.
That'd be cool to hear.
Yeah. We've tried a couple of them, and I personally, I mean, I will drink them, the ones that everybody else in the family drinks, but I have a soda stream. So I just drink plain sparkling water the majority of the time. Just get the water out of our fridge, put it in my soda stream. I don't put anything in it. I love, what's it called? San Pellegrino, or like a Topo Chico or something like that. Just your sparkling mineral water. I love stuff like that. But they do like the flavored ones, and I like flavor a little bit too sometimes.
The flavored ones, but not the sugared ones.
Yeah, not added sugar.
And this one in particular that we've landed on, it holds its carbonation even after you've had half of it and refrigerate it for a day or so.
There's one we had that did not.
There's one that holds its carbonation for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like
so you're just having to get through it.
You're halfway through dinner and you're like, this isn't even carbonated anymore. We did not like that one. But yeah, let us know.
Yeah, because maybe there's some we're missing.
Right. But yeah, this is a great option, guys. Thank you so much for spending the day in the kitchen with me. I'll show you tomorrow morning what the breakfast casserole looks like after it's baked. And we'll try and remember to do some sort of, maybe in the morning we can do a quick taste test just to, what?
Didn't you say there's onions in it?
No. This was something else I
Oh,
made. Yeah,
okay,
no, I made a
okay.
breakfast casserole too.
Oh, you were setting me up.
He didn't taste the chicken, the loaf pan chicken, obviously, because it had a lot of onion in it. That's just for me, for my lunches. No, I made a breakfast casserole that we're going to put in the oven tomorrow morning.
Nice.
For the family, so.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, have a good night. Have a good day, whatever.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Well, see ya.
Thank you.
Our verse today comes from 1 John 3:16. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you got some inspiration during this busy season. You definitely need to make these recipes, but also check out the video that I have listed above for even more encouragement. I hope you have a great week.